Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. Apologies straight away. I still feel a bit rough, to be honest, but I'm not too bad. And I want to get the beer reviewed. If I'd been really rough, I wouldn't have bothered, but I think this should be okay. So the beer we are looking at, and you can probably tell by the title, it's the Perfect Draft's latest keg release. Now, yesterday I reviewed La Rousse du Mont Blanc, which is, and I've been told that it's a red ale, not an amber ale. That was released last week or the week before. I literally just got the review done yesterday, went up today, and there was a new keg released yesterday. So, like I say, as you can tell from the thumbnail, you'll know exactly what it is, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It turned up today, it's been in the fridge. So what we are going to be taking a look at is one from Camden Town Brewery. Now, it's a beer that was in Sainsbury's, I think, a while ago. And I think, well, I'm not exactly sure. It was an off-menu. It's called off-menu IPA, or that was what it was called. And apparently, if you went to the brewery at the time when it was first released, you had to ask for it. It wasn't actually on the menu. So you had to be in the know. Then it come into Sainsbury's and what have you. And now it's out on Perfect Draft. So like I say, it's their off-menu IPA. People might say, oh, it's not called that, but I'm certain it's off-menu. So I think it's just actually just called Camden Town IPA. But it was off-menu IPA. Right, we'll get sorted. It's coming in at 5.8%, which, if I am correct, I think it used to be 5.7. But I could be wrong, it could be 5.8, so they haven't dropped it down to 5% or anything. Now, the keg comes in at £39.90 for a single keg, but they were doing like keg packs, so they done a Camden pack that you could get for 90 quid and pick any 3 Camden kegs. So, because this was the most expensive one, I've taken a chance, I've ordered 3 of them, hoping that I like it. Like I said, I've had it in can before when it came out. I thought it was quite nice. Hopefully the keg's going to be enjoyable as well, so it won't be a waste of money. Right, we are getting there. Set at 4 degrees it is over there. I've not had nothing out of it. It's literally gone in 20 minutes ago. We got the Camden Town Brewery glass ready. So, let's get over there, do a video of the pour, come back and get cracking. Like I say, I'm still full of a cold, but hopefully that's not going to make any difference to the video. So, we're back, as you can see. I am Perfect Draft. One of the shirts, actually, that come from Perfect Draft Con 2019. And funny enough, Perfect Draft Con 23 is coming up this time. I won't be going, but let's not talk about that. Let's get the beer poured. It's probably going to be lively to start. And then we'll go in for a taster. It is very lively. Has literally just gone in. Am I going to have to pour 2 of these? I might either have to let it settle or pour another one. I think what we'll do is just bear with me. That's the initial burst. I'll have to drink that one after, won't I? Same glass. Let's give it another go. Probably going to be a massive difference between the pour of this beer and the other one. Well, I hope so anyway. Still a good ale on it, which you would expect. So there we go. Ignore that one and take notice of that one. So there we go. Let's crack on with the review. Right, so we're back. First pour. Rather lively. A lot of head on it. That will go down. Probably end up with about half a glass. So we're ignoring that one. Got 2 glasses, so I've poured another one. That's looking more like what I want to see. So, like I say, Camden IPA used to be the off-menu one, I'm guessing. 5.8%, £39.90. I got 3 kegs for 90 quid. Beer in a glass, okay? It's a sort of golden, amber looking beer. I'm going to say deep golden colour. Looks lighter on the screen than what I'm seeing. Plenty of bubbles going up. Don't know if you can see that. If you look closely, there'll be plenty of bubbles going up the middle of the glass. And we got a good finger and a half, or one big fat finger of compact head. Although there are some big ones in there. So, let's try and give it a swirl and see if the old snotty nostrils will pick anything up. There are notes there. I'm getting it, but I've got to admit, it's muted. Does smell a little bit muted. I'm going to put that down to me. We've got that one there. Yeah. So on the nose for me, I can't even remember my original review, but I thought it was quite a nice beer. Tropical, piney, hoppy. And if I'm brutally honest, that's all I'm getting. So whether this is going to be the best review, I don't know. That could be all that's in there, but apart from my nose. Yeah, but it's tropical, hoppy, piney. It smells nice. It smells nice enough. So without further ado, let's dive in. Give her a taste. Cheers, everyone. Okay. I have just finished a glass of the LaRousse, the Mont Blanc thing. A dark red ale, different flavours. Normally I do clean the palate out. I haven't on this one. So this could be a little bit of a tricky review. I will go through with the review, and then maybe in a couple of days, if I've still got some left, which I probably will have, if I feel it's any different, I'll just do a quick short. But for now, we'll stick with what we're doing. So we're going again. .8%, mediocre body. I'm not going to say it's a real big heavy body, but there is a bit of weight to it. And you know, 5.8%, you can't expect too much weight in the body, in all fairness. Lots of small carbonation. It is quite, there is quite a bit of fizz there, but the bubbles are very tiny. I wouldn't say it's typical Camden, I'm going to say. So it's not massively smooth. Certainly when I think about the pale ale that I reviewed, granted that was only 4%, but it's got a lightness in the body. And that makes the carbonation stand out a bit more. But saying that, I've got to say, having that other mouthful, I was maybe being a little bit harsh. So yeah, the body sort of mediocre, average, carbonation, lots of small bubbles. It's not going to fill you up with too much gas. The mouthfeel isn't as bad as I was kind of initially thinking. Yeah, it's smooth, but it's not the smoothest. It's not that rough, if I'm brutally honest. Pardon me lying about the gas. Yeah, on the taste, for me, let me go in again. On the taste for me, I think what hits you is a piney resinous. There's that piney resinous bitterness as well. I think behind that, that's the initial thing that hits you for me. Behind that, then you start getting some more tropical notes. I wouldn't say you necessarily pick out specific tropical notes, but there's a tropical feel to it behind that. I've got to admit, I'm not really picking much of a malty feel in this beer, which probably shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but I would have expected to pick something up. For me, it's very much a hoppy beer, which you would expect from an IPA rather than a malty beer. But say, for instance, Life and Death, Locations Life and Death, that's got quite a big malty backbone, whereas for me, this is just sort of hops. That's the biggest sort of thing you feel. Now, should we go in? I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll put that in there. So yeah, tropical, piney, resinous feel to the beer. It's all sort of hop. No real sort of malt feel to the beer. and it does make that feel a little bit, it makes the beer feel a little bit empty, a little bit something missing. I think this sort of style of beer, I think if you're going to go hops, you've got to go full on. You've got to make it dense. You've got to make it weighty, I think, to really sort of do the beer justice. If you're not, you've certainly got to have a bit more malt in it. For me, this lacks that bit of malt or not enough hops. Oily, sort of slick feel in the mouth as you drink it. 5.8%. I don't think you really get it. I think what makes it feel sort of maybe that sort of 5.8% is that oily, slick, sort of resinous feel. Because it is quite bitter. I'm not going to say it's overpowering bitter, but that piney, resinous, oily feel leaves a bitterness. That's what that sort of them flavours do. They leave a bitter finish, and I think that's what you get from it. So yeah, it is quite bitter. It does feel like a stronger beer, but as I said, it feels like something is missing from it. It really does. It feels like it just needs that malty backbone to it. It just feels like there is something missing. Now, it'd be interesting for me to go and look back on my video of the can. A long time ago I've done that. It's got to be a good 2.5 years ago that I actually reviewed that. Again, my tastes have changed. Beers have maybe changed as well. Is it as good as I was expecting? If I'm honest, it doesn't feel as good as I was expecting. Like I said, I would have to arc back to my old review or maybe get a can and compare the two. But it feels a bit average and everyday now, this sort of beer does. I suppose over 2.5 years, there's been an awful lot that has been released and we've drunk. So what was good 2.5 years ago isn't necessarily as good as it felt. You know, it's not as good now as it felt back then. So yeah, my views on it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it kind of safe, really. I could go in and slate it. I don't think it really warrants slating, in all fairness, but it doesn't set your world alight. Life and Death, a much better beer. Crew Republic, and I'm only mentioning this because this was on somebody's video before that got brought up. It doesn't compare with them two beers. It really doesn't. They were another level. So I don't know if the beer's the same as it was. It maybe wasn't as good as I thought it was back then. If the beer has changed, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. But yeah, overall, I think it will please a lot of. I think it will please a lot of people. It'll be the sort of 5.8% IPA that they want. I would like something with a bit more balls to it. It's nice enough. It's certainly not vile or vulgar. Not as drinkable as I was hoping. I was hoping that, you know, I've ordered the 3 kegs. I was hoping that I was maybe going to wham through these, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But I got 3 kegs. It's only just been released. It's going to be a good 6 months date, so I've got something to change. Shut up, Baz. Is it any good? I don't think it's as good as it was. Would I get it again? No, I wouldn't get it again because there's Life and Death. If I want an IPA, I got Life and Death, or I got Lagunitas so I can get on the blade. It's a nice enough beer. It's going to please a lot of people. I think there's going to be a lot of other ones out there that will be slightly disappointed, but it is what it is. Now, £39.90. Leave it a bit, you'll probably get your discounts. I picked up 3 because I just thought I'm probably going to drink it. So 30 quid each. And I'm going to get a £5 back for the old keg returns. So yeah, it's an alright beer. It's alright. It's Doesn't wow you. It's all right. It'll be drinkable, and that's about it. So thank you all for watching. Apologise for the big snotty nose. I'm starting to fill up now. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Enjoy your Thursday night. Enjoy your whole weekend if I'm not back before then. And I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.